Welcome to my channel Valuable Rare Coins because, as you know, old is gold. Some of the rarest coins worth big money could be hiding in your hands right now. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and watch till the end. Let's dive in. First, we're diving into one of the most thrilling and often overlooked treasures in American coinage, the United States 5-cent coin from 1964, minted in Denver, also known as the 1964 Jefferson Nickel. Listen closely, because what you're about to discover could change the way you look at your pocket change forever. The 1964 Jefferson Nickel is one of the last coins of its kind to be minted in such high quantity before major changes took place in U.S. coin production. The design, featuring President Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and Monticello, his iconic home, on the reverse, has always been a favorite for collectors. But what makes the 1964 nickel so exciting today isn't just its historical beauty, it's the hidden rarities and minting errors that have made select examples of this coin shockingly valuable, while millions of these nickels were struck. Very few possess the rare and collectible mint errors that have turned them into highly sought-after pieces in the coin collecting world. These include double die obverse and reverse errors, full steps varieties, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and even die breaks that can dramatically increase the coin's value. These errors not only make the coin unique, they elevate it from ordinary to extraordinary, and collectors are paying big money for them. One of the most coveted variations is the full steps Jefferson Nickel. This refers to the fine horizontal steps on Monticello's front that are usually partially struck due to worn dies. But when a coin has every step clearly visible, known as full steps, and it's in mint state condition, collectors go wild. Combine that with a rare double die error where lettering or design elements are doubled slightly, and you've got a coin that instantly commands attention from serious buyers. Identifying these rare features is the fun part, and anyone can do it with the right eye. Look closely at your 1964 nickel under magnification. On the reverse, check for full, unbroken steps on Monticello. On the obverse, inspect the word Liberty or the date 1964 for any doubling. Even small imperfections like die cracks or misalignments can turn your coin into something much more valuable than face value. And don't forget the mint mark D, just to the right of Monticello. Coins from the Denver Mint with strong strikes and unique errors are making waves in auctions. The demand for high-quality 1964 nickels with errors is rising fast. Coin grading agencies like PCGS and NGC are constantly reporting new submissions as collectors become more aware of how valuable these coins can be. With so many people now revisiting their coin collections and change jars, this nickel has gone from being just another coin to a modern collector's favorite, especially for those lucky enough to find a rare variant in excellent condition. One of the most exciting moments in recent coin auction history came when a 1964 Jefferson Nickel with full steps, pristine surface condition, and a noticeable die error crossed the auction block. After a fierce bidding war, this coin stunned everyone by selling for a staggering $99,000. That's right, $99,000 for a 5-cent coin that most people wouldn't think twice about. That's the kind of surprise that makes this hobby so thrilling. So if you've got a 1964 nickel in your collection, or even hiding somewhere in a drawer, now is the time to take a closer look. You could be sitting on a coin that's worth more than most people imagine. Pull out that magnifying glass, inspect every detail, and if you spot something rare or unusual, consider getting it professionally graded. It could turn out to be the treasure you never knew you had. If you found a 1964 nickel with any errors, full steps, or if you're just curious about what you might have, leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear your story, answer your questions, and help you explore the potential of your collection. The coin collecting world is full of surprises, and sometimes those surprises are worth tens of thousands of dollars. Second rare coin. We're talking about the United States 5-cent coin from 1973, the classic Jefferson Nickel that's not only part of America's rich coinage legacy, but also hiding rare secrets that make it one of the most exciting coins to look for in your collection. So whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting into the world of rare coins, make sure you listen closely, because this little 5-cent piece might just be worth a whole lot more than you think. The Jefferson Nickel has been a familiar sight in our pockets for decades. Featuring the timeless portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and his historic Monticello home on the reverse, the 1973 version continues that legacy with style and simplicity. But don't let its common look fool you. Within the 1973 nickel series are rare varieties and mint errors that collectors are actively searching for, and they are willing to pay huge amounts to own the best of the best. The key to the value of the 1973 Jefferson Nickel lies in its minting anomalies. While millions were struck at the Philadelphia and Denver mints, only a tiny fraction carry special errors that dramatically increase their value. These include double die obverse and reverse errors, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, die breaks, and most importantly, the full steps designation, which is the golden standard for Jefferson nickels in high-grade condition. One of the most talked about errors is the double die reverse, where you can see slight doubling on the Monticello building or in the inscriptions like 5 cents or E pluribus unum. These small details can multiply the coin's value significantly, and spotting one in good condition could mean you're holding a jackpot. There are also highly sought-after off-center strike errors, which result in part of the design being pushed toward one edge, creating a unique and rare layout that instantly draws the attention of error coin enthusiasts. Now, let's talk about the full steps variety, which is a major factor in grading Jefferson nickels. If you flip your 1973 nickel and look at the Monticello building, pay close attention to the steps at the base. If you can clearly count 5 or 6 full steps without interruption, that's a full steps nickel, and it's extremely rare, especially from this year. These coins, when found in uncirculated condition and graded by professionals like PCGS or NGC, are worth far more than their face value and are constantly rising in demand. Collectors and investors alike are increasingly turning to coins like the 1973 nickel, not just for their value, but for their historical importance and scarcity in top condition. With fewer error coins surviving and even fewer full steps examples known, the 1973 nickel has become a must-have for serious collectors. And when you combine an error with a high grade and the full steps designation, you've got a winner on your hands. In recent auctions, rare examples of the 1973 nickel have surprised even experienced collectors. One remarkable coin, featuring an off-center strike and crisp, clear full steps on the reverse, was certified and sold by a major auction house for an unbelievable $82,000. Yes, $82,000 for a single 5-cent coin. This is the kind of real-world value that shows just how important it is to know what to look for and to never underestimate the power of a small coin with a big story. So now the question is, do you have a 1973 Jefferson nickel that might be worth more than you imagined? It's time to start searching. Grab a magnifying glass or a coin loupe and take a closer look at your collection. Examine the steps on Monticello, look for doubling in the lettering, check for unusual shapes, edges, or strike patterns. You might be holding onto a small treasure without even realizing it. If you found a 1973 nickel with something special, or if you're unsure and want a second opinion, drop a comment down below. I'd love to hear about your finds, answer your questions, and help guide you in discovering the true potential of your collection. Whether you're hunting for rare errors or just beginning your coin journey, this is the kind of coin that keeps the passion alive. Third expensive coin, we're uncovering the thrilling story behind a simple coin that has stunned collectors and auction houses alike, the United States 5-cent coin from 1979, also known as the Jefferson Nickel. This coin may look ordinary, but beneath its classic design lies a world of hidden value, rare minting errors, and incredible collector demand that could turn your 5-cent piece into a jaw-dropping fortune. The 1979 Jefferson Nickel continues the long-running series, featuring the third U.S. president, Thomas Jefferson, on the obverse and his iconic Monticello home on the reverse. These nickels were minted in both Philadelphia and Denver, with some special proof coins struck in San Francisco. But what sets the 1979 nickel apart isn't just its heritage, it's the hidden errors and rare variations that have pushed this coin into the spotlight in the modern numismatic world. You see, not all 1979 nickels are created equal. While millions were struck for circulation, only a small number feature striking errors and rare varieties that make them incredibly valuable. These include double die obverse, full steps reverse, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and even coins struck on the wrong metal planchet, each one making your coin unique, collectible, and highly desirable among experienced collectors. Let's talk about one of the most famous collector targets, the full steps Jefferson Nickel. This rare variety is identified by inspecting the steps at the base of the Monticello building on the reverse. If you can clearly count 5 or 6 fully defined steps with no breaks or weak spots, your coin could be one of the elite few considered a full steps example. These are so rare from 1979 that collectors have been known to pay massive premiums for even lightly circulated coins showing these details. Another high-value error is the double die obverse, where the date, the word Liberty, or even Jefferson's profile show subtle doubling when examined under magnification. These doubled features occur during the minting process and are one of the most prized errors in the hobby. Even rarer are off-metal strikes, where the nickel was mistakenly struck on a planchet meant for a penny or dime. Those coins are exceptionally rare and can fetch thousands instantly. Now here's the exciting part. These valuable errors can be found in the wild. That means they may still be hiding in old coin jars, tucked in forgotten rolls, or resting in your pocket change. You don't need to be an expert to spot these features. Grab a magnifying glass and start examining your 1979 nickels. Look for clarity in the steps on Monticello, inspect every word on the obverse, and don't ignore odd coloring, edges, or off-centered strikes. Every detail could be the clue that turns your nickel into a treasure. Collectors and dealers have already recognized the significance of the 1979 nickel, and demand is only growing. With error coin hunting more popular than ever and collectors looking to complete top-grade sets, these coins are hotter than ever. Auction results prove the excitement, and the prices are rising fast for verified rare specimens. In a recent online auction, a stunning 1979 Jefferson nickel with sharp full steps, a brilliant luster, and a verified mint error shocked the bidding floor when it sold for an astonishing $65,000. That's right, $65,000 for a coin most people wouldn't give a second glance. This sale has pushed the 1979 nickel into the ranks of serious collector gold, and there's no sign of demand slowing down. So if you're holding a 1979 nickel, it's time to give it the attention it deserves. Take it out, examine it carefully, and if you think it has potential, get it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. You might just have a rare gem in your collection waiting to be discovered and turned into a major payday. If you found a Jefferson nickel from 1979 with an unusual error, bold details, or full steps, don't keep it to yourself. Drop a comment below and tell us what you found. I'd love to hear about your coins, your discoveries, and help you learn more about their value. You never know, your next big find could be right there in your hands, waiting to be uncovered. Especially, we're uncovering the incredible secrets behind the United States 5-cent coin from 1987, also known as the 1987 Jefferson nickel. This is not just another nickel. It's a piece of American history, a collector's gem, and in rare cases, a coin that has turned heads in the auction world with shockingly high prices. Stay with me, because this journey into the hidden value of the 1987 nickel could surprise you in the best way. The Jefferson nickel has long been a staple of American coinage. Featuring President Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and his home, Monticello, on the reverse, it's a familiar coin to many. But in the year 1987, something interesting happened. A small number of these nickels were struck with rare mint errors and striking anomalies that make them incredibly collectible today. While millions were minted in both Philadelphia and Denver, only a few select examples carry the characteristics that make them highly valuable and extremely sought after in the numismatic market. So, what makes a 1987 nickel stand out? It's all about the errors, and believe me, these are not your everyday flaws. Collectors are on the lookout for varieties like the double die obverse, where you may spot doubling in the words "In God We Trust" or "Liberty." These subtle but noticeable differences add huge value to the coin. There are also off-center strikes, where the coin design appears shifted and incomplete, clipped planchets that leave the coin with a curved edge, and die breaks, which appear as raised blobs or lines, all of which turn a regular nickel into a numismatic star. But one of the biggest keys to the coin's value is the full steps variety on the reverse. Take a close look at Monticello. If the steps at the bottom of the building are fully struck with 5 or 6 clear lines, your coin may qualify as a full steps Jefferson Nickel. These coins are extremely rare in high grades from 1987, and collectors pay top dollar for them. Especially when certified by professional graders like PCGS or NGC, these coins enter an entirely different league, and don't think these coins are impossible to find. They're out there. Hiding in coin jars, tucked away in old rolls, or mixed in with pocket change, these rare 1987 nickels are still being discovered today. That's what makes this coin so exciting. It combines historical charm with the thrill of the hunt. Anyone can stumble upon a valuable specimen with the right eye and a little curiosity. The demand for rare and high-grade 1987 nickels is growing rapidly. As more collectors realize the hidden gems tucked away in this year's mintage, the value continues to climb. And to fuel this demand even more, recent auction results have been simply stunning. In one case, a 1987 Jefferson Nickel with full steps and an off-center strike, in pristine uncirculated condition, was submitted to auction and sparked a bidding war that ended in disbelief. The final price? An astounding $70,000. That's right, $70,000 for a 5-cent coin that most people would overlook without a second glance. Now it's your turn to check your collection. If you have any 1987 nickels at home, take a closer look. Use a magnifying glass or coin loop and examine the steps on Monticello. Inspect the lettering for doubling, and look carefully at the shape and alignment of the coin. If you spot anything unusual or sharp detail in mint condition, it might be time to consider getting your coin professionally graded. You never know, your pocket change could be hiding a rare treasure just waiting to be discovered. And if you've already found a 1987 nickel with something interesting, maybe a bold step design, strange shape, or possible doubling, share it in the comments below. I'd love to hear about your finds, your questions, and help you explore the value of your coins. Whether you're a longtime collector or just beginning your coin journey, this is the perfect moment to join the exciting world of rare nickels. Next coin, we're talking about the United States 5-cent coin from 1990 with the P mint mark, a Jefferson nickel that's turning heads among collectors and investors for one exciting reason. Certain rare versions of this coin are now worth thousands of dollars. So get ready, because this isn't just a story about a coin. This is a story about potential wealth hidden in your pocket change. The Jefferson nickel has been a staple of U.S. currency since 1938. And the 1990p nickel continues that proud tradition. With President Thomas Jefferson's profile on the front and his historic home, Monticello, on the reverse, this coin might look like just another common nickel. But don't be fooled. Some 1990p nickels are anything but ordinary. In fact, rare errors, strong strikes, and perfect grades are making this coin one of the most talked about finds in modern coin collecting. Let's begin with what makes the 1990p nickel so special. While the Philadelphia Mint produced millions of these coins, only a very small number display error varieties that send collectors into a frenzy. We're talking about double-die obverse errors, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and even coins struck on the wrong planchet, features that are rare, dramatic, and seriously valuable. Each of these errors turns a regular nickel into something extremely desirable and unique, often making it the centerpiece of a collector's display. One of the most sought-after features on this coin is the full steps variety. If you flip the nickel over and inspect the steps at the base of the Monticello building, you might be surprised at what you find. Most coins show worn, weak, or incomplete steps, but a select few nickels struck with extra precision display 5 or 6 clean, full steps. These are known as full steps nickels, and they command serious premiums in the market, especially when certified by top grading companies like PCGS or NGC. But the story doesn't stop there. Another rare error that adds extreme value is the double-die obverse, where the letters In God We Trust, Liberty, or the date 1990 appear slightly doubled. These types of errors are incredibly appealing to error collectors and can drive prices through the roof, especially when found in uncirculated or mint state condition. Even off-center errors, where the design is noticeably shifted to one side, can turn a modest-looking nickel into a high-demand collectible overnight. Now, let's talk about the excitement this coin has created in recent years. With error coins growing in popularity and the demand for Jefferson nickels increasing, collectors are more eager than ever to hunt down rare examples of the 1990p nickel. And the market is responding. Coins with strong strikes, full steps, or dramatic errors are selling fast, and the prices have been nothing short of impressive. In one standout auction, a 1990p Jefferson nickel in pristine condition, graded with full steps and a verified mint error, shocked the crowd when it sold for an eye-popping total of $50,000. That's right, $50,000 for a single 5-cent coin. This isn't just a rare event. It's a reflection of how valuable the 1990p nickel can be when the right combination of condition and rarity comes together. So, if you have any nickels from 1990 in your collection, especially with a P mint mark, don't overlook them. Grab a magnifying glass and check the steps on Monticello. Look closely at the lettering on the obverse for any signs of doubling. Inspect the edges and alignment to spot any off-center strikes or clipped shapes. What might seem like a small detail could be the key to unlocking a hidden treasure that's been right under your nose. And if you've already found a 1990p nickel that looks special, whether it's a sharp full steps example or an unusual error coin, drop a comment below and tell us your story. I'd love to hear what you found, help answer your questions, and connect with fellow coin lovers and collectors from around the world. You never know, your next coin discovery could be the one that makes headlines. Last unique coin. Imagine reaching into your pocket and pulling out a 5-cent coin. Just another nickel, right? But what if that very coin, specifically the United States 5 cents coin from 2004 with the P mint mark, could actually be worth thousands of dollars? Sounds unbelievable? Well, don't look away, because what we're about to uncover today might just change the way you see this unassuming little piece of American history forever. The 2004p Jefferson nickel is more than just pocket change. It's a standout part of the Westward Journey nickel series, issued by the United States Mint to honor the bicentennial of the Lewis and Clark expedition. That year brought us fresh designs, historical themes, and new enthusiasm from collectors all over the country. The coin we're focusing on today features the piece metal reverse design, showing a handshake between a Native American and a U.S. government official, a powerful image of diplomacy and unity. But while this design alone makes the coin historically meaningful, what truly sets it apart is the possibility that your 2004p nickel could be one of the rare, valuable, and highly collectible error coins that are now shaking up the numismatic world. Yes, this coin is attracting serious attention in the collector market, and for good reason. Some examples of the 2004p Jefferson nickel were struck with rare and spectacular mint errors that have sent their value soaring. We're talking about double-die obverse errors, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and even coins struck on the wrong planchet, mistakes that turn an ordinary coin into something truly extraordinary. Collectors absolutely love these errors, and they're willing to pay a premium for a clean, verified example. Now let's talk about one of the most exciting varieties associated with the 2004 nickels, the speared bison. Error found on a different design in this series. While it technically appears on the bison nickel later in 2005, it has sparked intense interest in inspecting all 2004 Westward Journey nickels closely, especially those with die gouges or unusual marks across the main images. For the piece metal design, watch for die breaks, extra metal lumps, or odd texture that doesn't belong. These subtle flaws can result in a major payday if they're rare enough. Another major factor in determining a 2004p nickel's value is its strike quality and condition. Coins with flawless, detailed images, including fully struck design elements and a mirror-like surface, can be graded as mint state or even proof-like, and these grades drastically increase the coin's worth. Submitting your coin to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC can make all the difference in confirming its rarity and unlocking its market value. Collectors are watching these nickels closely. And it's not just about error varieties. Even regular 2004p nickels in pristine, untouched condition are gaining attention. Why? because they represent a historical moment, and the number of flawless examples shrinks every year. Combine that with a rare error, and you've got a recipe for a coin that's in high demand and rising fast in value, and here's where things get truly exciting. One verified 2004 Jefferson Nickel featuring an off-metal error and in uncirculated condition shocked the auction world when it sold for a staggering $35,000. Yes, 35,000 US dollars for a nickel that might have once sat unnoticed in someone's change drawer. That's the magic of coins, hidden treasures waiting to be discovered. So now is the perfect time to check your collection. Pull out your nickels from 2004, especially those with the P mint mark, and give them a close examination. Look for any doubling in the text, unusual marks, or irregular edges. And don't forget the quality of the strike. A sharp, clean surface could be the key to a top-graded, high-value coin. If you found a 2004 nickel that looks different, or if you've already had one graded and are curious about its market potential, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear about your coin hunts, answer your questions, and help you uncover the stories and value behind the coins in your hands. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a curious beginner, this coin has something special to offer you. Thanks for joining us today on this thrilling journey into the hidden world of rare Jefferson nickels. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell so you never miss another exciting discovery. Keep searching, stay passionate, and always remember, sometimes the most ordinary-looking coin holds the most extraordinary surprise.